Namaste. This is Kamala Devi, and I just got back from Phoenix. So I was doing court support and goddess Halloween rituals there. And today I want to talk about fundraising for the Tantra temples in Arizona. But before you change the channel, I want to give you a little update on the case. So for those of you that don't know, in a nutshell, 2 months ago, on September 7th, there was a full SWAT team raid of 3 peaceful Tantra temples, and that resulted in 18 arrests, and I think, last time I checked, 39 indictments, and a lot of people did time in jail while waiting to get bail. Some people had to pay their bail twice because there were double charges, and there is still one woman in jail today. Fortunately, they've lowered her bail and she'll be coming out this week, so that's good news. And the other good news is that the funds that we raised here in Arizona and also, in San Diego and also in Phoenix, have gone to retain a good legal team for Tracy, who's working on trying to get a unified legal defense that people can opt into. But these lawyers were able to take all of the various cases and all of the indictments away from a criminal prostitution judge and reassign the case to a special cases judge. And this is the only one, the Honorable Judge McMurdy, who I got to see in court, a very compassionate man who agreed, along with like 6 or I think 8 public defenders at the time. They all agreed it's a very complex case and that it's unique, and they are wanting to give it the special attention that it deserves. So that's a win for everybody, and could not have happened without being able to retain those lawyers. Also, before we get into talking about fundraising, I want to say that Temple of Tantra is a neutral party that is going to coordinate with Tracy and has a neutral moderator to decide on how best to use those funds to the highest good of all those affected by this. And then there's also matching and additional fundraising being done by the International School of Temple Arts, and then Wayne Clayton, who's got permission from the court to go to Chicago for fundraising. So I really feel confident that the money is going to the best and highest for everybody involved. Now, what I want to talk about can be very challenging because everybody was wrongly accused of prostitution. There's some real wounding about money, especially in regards to sacred sexuality. And I think it's important for us to address that as a spiritual community. Whenever we start talking about money, people contract. They think it's, that they just get anxious. And a perfect example is when I recently did my one-woman show on the Sacred Slut series, and people were like, yes, sexuality is sacred, it's our life force, it's our essence. And then I talk about money, and people are like, not so much, not so sacred. And the way I practice Tantra, everything's sacred, especially our relationship to the material world around us. And I am a very abundant individual. Anyone who knows me can tell you that I live in this beautiful beach house, even if it's like raining today. It's such a beautiful life that I live, surrounded by lovers and friends, and there's abundance of many forms, including and especially, financially I always feel grateful and supported. And I attribute my abundance to the fact that I give. I tithe. I give back. I know that when I donate, I'm giving to that which inspires and makes me who I am. I know that I'm not separate from that abundance. And people often are resistant to tithing. You know, they think that that's some kind of a religious construct designed to shame and guilt people into giving up their hard-earned money. And I think tithing is a very beautiful concept that's very natural. You know, when I look out into my garden, I see a tree that's drawing its spiritual, that's drawing its nutrients from the earth and then from the sun. And the tree gives back, shade and fruit and leaves that turn into fertilizer for the nutrients of the soil. And I look at, as I grow, I give back, sometimes to those that need more than I do, but usually I give back to that which inspires me. And for many years now, the church or the organization that has inspired me the most have been the Tantra temples in Sedona. That International School of Temple Arts and the work that Tracy is doing, the conferences and the gatherings of sacred sexual healers across the nation, that is what has made me who I am today. Which is why I'm so committed to fundraising and giving to this cause. Because I know that as I give to them, I'm investing in a more sexually whole and fully expressed planet. And there's great value in giving unconditionally, just a generous donation, knowing that, as I give, I also receive. It's part of the natural cycle. So I invite those who can afford to donate unconditionally. Every penny counts, whether you're giving a $20 donation, or $2,000 donation. Every time you donate, it makes a tremendous value. And I celebrate every contribution because it's donating to all of us. It's all of our abundance. And for those of you who can't afford to donate even $20, if you want to donate your services, your time, your products, I look forward to setting up an online auction so that we can have a nationwide means, like a nationwide trade market to funnel the proceeds to this cause. So I really invite you, whether it's products, services, $20, $2,000, contribute, and together we'll experience a more liberated sacred sexual culture. And thank you for listening. Thank you for giving. I hope that I get to work with you more in finding fair and full legal defense for this. I look forward to connecting with you soon. Namaste.